Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I have Max and Tom here. All right. So, guys, it's looking like Silva's going to be our guy. All right. I think a lot of people, there were rumors that Bronze may want Emery, but then he just got, he's Arsenal's guy now. All right. So, it's looking like it's going to be Silva. There are some other rumors. We'll get to those in a second. All right. So, I've actually seen a lot of disagreement about Silva, though, online, and we can get into that in just a second. But what is your... You mentioned it earlier for the podcast, but for this, what is your knee-jerk reaction to this appointment? Right, knee-jerk. Do you say, yes, let's get that guy, or, we can do better?
Well, I think you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, really. I think we're not in the position to be, going to the likes of your Contes, and I know Tuchel's gone to PSG now, but we're not in the position to kind of take our pick. We're going to have to, we're not. I'm not going to say we're not as good as we think we are, because I think a lot of Evertonians are well aware of the situation that we're in, and as Tom said earlier, we're 8th in the Premier League, and at the minute, it's not all. It's not all rosy, but I think if Silva was to come in, I said earlier, the director of football is the main priority, and we've got that sorted. So the manager who comes in obviously will reap the benefits of the pedigree of the director of football. I think he'll open Silva to a whole new network that obviously he didn't get at the likes of Watford, and he didn't get at the likes of Hull. So yeah, I think I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I'm the same here. I think of the names that we've been linked with, and of the names that were available to us, like kind of not out of our reach, Marco Silva will be my preferred option. And I think it was kind of publicised throughout last season when Koeman was sacked that Silva was going to be our number one choice. And if it weren't for the complications, and if Watford would have let him go, then he would have been the one appointed instead of Sam Allardyce. He was our first choice, and I kind of backed that straight away. I thought I saw his potential at Hull and Watford, and I thought he wasn't given a squad good enough to kind of show his managerial, his potential. Really, I don't think he's shown that in England yet. Anyway, I think we could be the club to kind of show his attributes, and a club he could thrive at, really, and show how good he really is. I don't think he showed that at Hull or Watford.
He was not my first choice going into this.
No.
Just wasn't. However, some of the other people that I sort of wanted have gradually gone off to other jobs, or have proven difficult to sign. I was really looking at Fonseca. Really liked Fonseca. Yeah. He interviewed with West Ham, and then he signed a new contract with Shakhtar. And the rumor was that either A, he was using the Premier League clubs to figure out how much money he could get at Shakhtar. So we've been there before, Arnautovic. So we've been there before, but also I've heard there's a rumor that maybe, and I've seen this on Twitter from a lot of people, that maybe he was asking for a release clause to Champions League clubs. So if that's the case, I'm not really a big fan of that. I'll just go ahead and say it. That annoys me. Here's the deal. I think if we appoint Silva, they are thinking this is the best possible option for us. I just don't think Bronze is not going to allow a stupid appointment. He's just not. I trust him. What you guys have said, I totally echo. Bronze says it's cool, I'm in, because I trust him. And why? Just because he has proven success.
Yeah, definitely.
There's arguments to be made. Oh, he got relegated with Hull. Well, if you saw what he did at Hull, he actually made them better.
Yeah, if you saw the position, I think they were bottom of the league, and the position that they were left in when he came in.
Yeah.
They were pretty hopeless, and the style of play he employed as well. I think obviously he got Nias on loan, and a couple of other good signings. There was Markovic from Liverpool, and then Grosicki, who I thought was a good player as well. Oh, yeah. He really put Hull on the front foot, which was a very difficult job because they were bottom and they were pretty awful. And then he got them on the front foot to get a team in such a predicament on the front foot like that is what impressed me, really.
Yeah, and at Watford, I think we have to agree the fact that, you know, they were cruising till we wanted him.
Yeah, they were doing quite. They were doing quite well, weren't they? I think they were kind of in and about 6th, 7th place. And I mean, I know it was only quite early in the season, but for Watford, that's considerably good. And you look at the style of play that again, it's kind of echoing Tom's point of he employs this kind of style of play, and he trusts players with roles and responsibilities that really gets the best of them. I think the best example of that at Watford is Decore. If you look at Olivier Decore and the kind of explosive football, I kind of watched Decore and I've thought that is a role and a job that Gay could fit perfectly. The kind of explosiveness, getting on shots on the end of the box, kind of not completely being a forward-thinking midfielder, but we all know ourselves that Gay, although is being thought of as a defensive midfielder, he loves to have an attacking responsibility, and he loves to dig from outside the box. And I think that'll employ faith in Gay. I think if Silva came in, it'd give a lot of faith to all the lads themselves, really, because I was reading up on his time as Olympiacos, and that was when I think he went on an absolutely incredible run. I think it was like a 17-win streak, and his man management was praised to no end. And I think this Everton squad, particularly after the season that they've been through, obviously the turnover of managers have been high, the confidence will be low. And for a man manager to come in there to restore the confidence, I think that's what they need.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
So, speaking of Watford, they're still not happy with us.
No.
So they made a complaint that we tapped up Silva. Okay. We responded by, I think, initially trying to say, hey, here's some money. All right, here's £1 million. We're trying to be nice. Here you go. Now, I don't think they were cool with that. I think they wanted a lot more than $1 million. All right? So they said no. So we responded by saying, you know what? You can't have that. You know what? We also have proof that you tapped up Silva from Hull. All
yeah,
right?
My thing is where the club found that out. Obviously, it's got to be from Marco himself, and
Yep.
that shows that he wants the job. I think he clearly wanted the job while he was at Watford, and it's very obviously as a manager and a tactician, you're thinking ahead of time, you're thinking into the future, and you're thinking who's interested. Obviously, his head was turned, and he's going to think what he can do with Everton, and obviously he's been out of work for a while, so Everton's obviously going to be a club that's been on his mind a lot, and he's going to be thinking about where he can take the club and what he can do with the club, and he wants the job. And I've got nothing against that at all. If he's keen, then all for him.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to pay Watford, guys? Because it seems like, well, from what I'm reading, there is no legal reason why we can't go ahead and appoint Silva. Right? There's no legal reason why we can't do that, apparently. However, there's a chance we may want to eventually do business with him one day, ever again, at some point. So it could be we may go back and say, you know what, here's a little bit more money. But if that's the case, and they don't take that, we just may appoint him, and it may go to a tribunal.
Yeah,
it's a sticky situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, especially with us being in for Richarlison, he's probably the most prized asset as well. I think there's no chance of that if we get Marco Silva. I think they've definitely got to be in the bonnet about us at the moment, and that move would be off. But no, I think it's a dispute that has to be settled. It is a bit of a sticky situation, but if he's our man, we will stick that out. We will pay the compensation. I think it will be worth it in the end, hopefully, anyway.
And you guys see the fake quote that came out from Decore? It was all over Twitter. There was this quote from Decore that said, "Everton, no, that's not a step up for me. That's a sideways move." And it's fake. It's not real. If you've seen that quote, it's not Decore. That's somebody else. All right, just saying. And I mean, now that I found that out, it's sort of funny. But yeah. So I mean, honestly though, I think if we appoint him, we can wave bye-bye to Watford transfers for a while, at least until something gets settled. Yeah. The newest question, from what I'm hearing, everyone is saying that we have not appointed a manager, but we're close to Silva, but that's our first choice. But at the same time, we're also considering Howe, okay? A good young English manager over at Bournemouth. So if you had to choose between one or the other, all right, what do you pick?
That's a tough.
It is, isn't it?
I think that's quite a tough one.
So
I'm not. I think there are more positives than negatives for both. Really, I think both try and play the right type of football, and both kind of give young players opportunities. I think I'm gonna just play it safe and go with Silva. Really, he's a winner, isn't he? He's won leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he's won technically, with the exception of when it is time in England, he's won leagues wherever he's. I was saying that. Sorry, he didn't win. He won the Portuguese Cup in Portugal, but again, he's won something everywhere he's been, with the exception of England.
Mm-hmm.
So I think on that, success based, Silva.
Yeah, Silva for me too, definitely. I think Eddie Howe, as much as I respect what he's done with Bournemouth, I think he is a very good manager with them. But I do think at that level he should probably stay, because trying to take us into Europe, I don't think he has experience of that whatsoever. And with a small team like that, with all due respect to Bournemouth, with a kind of squad with their ability, he's kind of maybe overachieved with them, and that's incredible as a manager for him. But I don't think to take the next step into Europe with us, it's unknown ground to him, and I do think it would be a little bit of a step too far, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty even for me. I do think you have to look at Hal's Premier League experience, which he does have more, and he has managed to keep Bournemouth up, and he has built. He has built that program. He has done a phenomenal job, and I do think he would want the job, which is part of it. You know, Silva seems to want this, and I think Hal would want it, as far as my understanding. Here's the determining factor for me, and this is kind of weird. In the past, I've talked about Silva's connection to Mendes, all right, the agent. It's not actually his agent, technically. Technically, his agent is Carlos Gonçalves, all right? However, I found an article from a couple years ago that said Silva is close to Mendes. Okay, and it was when he was taking the Hull job. It said that right now they're not a well-stocked group, and not a whole lot of signings, and they need a lot. However, considering his connections, he had faith that he would start reaping the benefits of that connection soon. Mm-hmm. That connection, okay, the connection to Mendes, to me, is similar to that connection to Raiola, and just having anything we can, just to possibly bring in more players. To me, that's a little bit of a tiebreaker, because I like them both equally. You know, I think they both have good positive things about them. You know, one is more proven in the Premier League. One has more silverware. You know what I mean? It's tough. So that's my tiebreaker. Okay. So yeah. Anything else on this, guys? Anything at all? Feeling good?
Not really. I just want to say I'm actually glad Everton are taking pragmatic forward steps with this and getting it all sorted before, the World Cup starts and before pre-season. I think that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely needs to be done. It's a difficult summer because it's a big summer of change for us, but there's limited time to do it around the World Cup, especially with kind of signing players that maybe makes things more difficult, and it will be a hard summer. One way we need to get things done where in a difficult situation, but I do think will be a big summer for us, and we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm ready to get behind Silva, and I think you guys are too. So if he is the guy, let's just hope he's ready, because I think he's got a chip on his shoulder and he's sick of not managing. And I think he sees the end of his Watford tenure as being misrepresentative of him as a manager. So let's hope he's ready to work. All right, if he's the guy. So, that's it for our Marco Silva yay or nay segment. We all say yay for the most part. All right. So if you like our videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We're We're well over 700 subs, making our way toward 800. We'd appreciate it. We should be doing periodic transfer rumor segments throughout the summer. So if you're a transfer nerd like me, maybe this would be good for you. No? Just saying. Check out Tom's work on the Liverpool Echo videos. He's on the EFC jury, so you should check out all of his stuff. Yeah, get used to him. He'll be around. All right. Also, Max has a piece coming out, player ratings for the EFC squad on the Toffee Blues website. So check that out too. And that's all. No more things. We got another video. So, bye.